Hello everybody and welcome to the Import-Export Hub channel. Bogdan here, your not so boring host for the next couple of minutes, and without losing too much precious time, in which I'm kindly asking you to hit the like and the subscribe buttons, I'll cut to the chase and dive into today's spreadsheets that I've just prepared for you in order to analyze a little bit the 5 products worth importing from Brazil, of course from my personal opinion. And the first one is coffee. What else really, as Brazil is by far the biggest exporter of coffee, both in terms of value and volume. But Brazil is also a region where both Robusta and Arabica varieties grow, and this makes from Brazil an important sourcing country for buyers all over the world. And this is seen also in the export figures, which have steadily grown in the 2019-2021 timeframe. And for 2021, which let's say is the reference year for this analysis, we have some $5.9 billion worth of exports, with the United States, Germany, and Belgium as the top 3 trading partners, accounting for roughly 45% of Brazil's total exports, again from this particular category. But we have other big buyers like, I don't know, Italy, Japan, the Russian Federation, or the United Kingdom. And here I don't really understand why Colombia, which is, from my knowledge, another important export country for coffee, is in this top 10 list. And it seems that from 2018 onwards, something happened there as the exports grew quite a lot, from, I don't know, $850,000 in 2017 to some $125 million, which is what, 140 fold increase. So definitely something is happening there, and personally I can't put my hand on it. So guys, if someone is looking at this video and it's working in the coffee business, I would like to hear some explanation. But anyways, moving on to the year-on-year trend, here we see almost 17% increase, with relatively good performances in relation with the United States and Japan, which combined imported with some $300 million more coffee in 2021 than they did the previous year. You have the split right in front of you. And guys, speaking of Japan and the United States, the main import driver from Brazil is coffee. What else? Not roasted nor decaffeinated. So guys, this was my first proposal, and now I will move to my second one. And here we have fresh or chilled bovine meat, so heading 0201. And here the export figures in the last 5 years are below the $1 billion mark, and we have $996 million worth of exports for 2021, which is almost 30% more compared with 2020, with Chile, the Netherlands, and Uruguay as the main export destinations. But of course, there are other important ones like, I don't know, Saudi Arabia, Israel, Jordan, or the United Kingdom, which is what, the 10th largest export market for Brazil, with some $18.4 million. Now, relative to the year-on-year changes, we have positive changes with all top trading partners. The biggest increase in absolute terms coming from Chile, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom, who cumulatively imported with some $230 million more than they did the previous year. As for the main drivers here, not that much product variety or diversity if you want, and we have subheading 020130, so boundless bovine meat, fresh or chilled. And guys, with this being said, I will now move on to my third recommendation, which is plywood and laminated wood, so heading 4412. Where here too Brazil has a competitive advantage, if you ask me, and we see that in 2021 the exports surged almost 90%, bringing the absolute figures to more than $1.2 billion, with the United States, the United Kingdom, and Mexico as the main trading partners. But there are other important ones in this top 10 list, like, I don't know, Italy, Sweden, or Canada, just to name a few. Here, as you can see, the United States is clearly dominating with some 52% in Brazil's total exports. Very concentrated, if you ask me. There are a lot of U.S. companies active in the U.S. In the wood sector in Brazil, so it's understandable why the exports towards the United States are reaching these figures. As for the year-on-year changes, as you can see here, with all the top 10 trading partners, we have positive changes. The most important gain in absolute values happening with the United States, who imported with almost $322 million more in 2021 than it did in 2020. As for the main drivers, again, we don't have too much product diversity here. And we see how for both the United Kingdom and Canada, subheading 441239 is driving most of the imports from Brazil. And now, guys, with this third recommendation being covered, I will move on to my fourth one, which is chemical wood pulp of dissolving grades. And here the figures are not that high, and we have some $330 million worth of exports for 2021, which is 12% more than the figures coming from 2020, with relatively few countries, as you can see here, active in this sector. And basically we have China, the United States, and Macao as the main trading partners, all with figures above $10 million. In terms of year-on-year changes, we have, if you want, a 50-50 split between positive and negative changes. The most important change happening in relation with China, who imported with close to $13 million more in 2021. As for the main drivers, again, not a chapter where product complexity is to be found, and we have subheading 470200 for the exports towards both China and India. And now, guys, finally, my fifth and last recommendation for you is active or inactive yeasts. So heading 2102, and we see here how in 2021 Brazil's exports were almost 17% up, bringing the absolute exported value to $132 million. And we have here the United States, Norway, and Belgium as the main trading partners. But there are other ones in this top 10 list, like, I don't know, France, Mexico, or India, just to name a few. Relative to the year-on-year changes, except the United States, India, and Argentina, who all imported less, with the rest of them we have positive changes. The biggest absolute change happening in relation with Norway, who imported with almost $16 million more in 2021. Than it did in 2020. And relative to the main import driver here, again, not that much product diversity, sorry guys, and we have for both Norway and Mexico inactive yeasts, so subheading 210220. And guys, with this being said, these were the 5 recommendations for you in terms of what product to import from Brazil. Thank you all for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. And as usual, until next time, keep your business safe. Thanks.